the chat comments. But the whole principle behind training right after the Zoom opportunity is really, if we had some guests join us, and if there's some watching right now, what's next? How do you get started? And I think we'll take you through that. I'm going to share just a little bit, and then my partner Don is going to cover some other points as well. But I kind of highlighted it a little bit in the presentation as far as buying in where you fit in is fine, but when I say that when you get yourself to the emerald level, you open all the paid plan. You own all the portions of it. If you start at the 1, 3, or the 6, and you pay that one-time fee of $20, you don't qualify for what's called the legacy code. And in the legacy code, you have to either join at the ruby level, which is a 16 box, a builder pack, or an emerald pack, which is 36 products. So if you join at either one of those, it allows you to set yourself up for the legacy code. And to become legacy code qualified, you have to introduce 3 people at that same level, at that builder pack level or emerald level. And it's not timed. You don't have to do it within a month. You don't have to do it within a year. Take you for as long as you want. But as soon as you become legacy qualified, you get paid a portion for the 4th builder on. You actually earn an extra $100. Or in the case of an emerald pack, you're earning $200 for the fast start bonus and an extra $100 for the legacy code. So you're actually earning $300 on every pack that's purchased for $12.99. So really good incentive. And like I say, you're dropping that dollar value down on price per product. You're having lots of samples to give to the field and really maximize your earnings. So I just wanted to cover that in brief. If you don't quite understand it, hey, that's fine. Just get back to the person that invited you to the call, and we can go over more detail with you one-on-one.
And I'll give them a little bit more detail at the back half of the training.
Yeah, and then the next part of it is I wanted to make sure that people are including everybody on a welcome call. And that is probably the most important part of this whole relationship build. It's about them understanding that it's not just you that they can rely on, that it's somebody else as well. And it can be multiple people. It doesn't have to all be at once, but it doesn't matter if they're cross line, down line, sideline, whatever. You need to do a welcome call with somebody, and somebody that can help share their stories. Right? Remember, I shared with you that until you have your own story, borrow somebody else's. So that's a real important factor on growing it. And then, send them to things. You don't want to give too much details because too much can be overwhelming. Starting off slow, getting people to start consuming the products, and in the meantime, while they wait for their products to come in, visiting websites like Captain Ditto, which Don will share more on, and adding them to the team pages that a lot of us are already a part of. But if you're not part of all the different groups, some of those testimonial pages that are out there that you could do your own research on, those are the keys that you want to start people off on to begin with. And like Don just put up on the screen there in front of you, like if you go to www.captainditto.com, it gives you 7 things to do right off the bat that you can probably accomplish easily in one evening, or if you can only do a few per day, then do that. But I know Don's going to cover the compensation plan in a little bit more detail, and of course we'll leave it for questions at the end. But Don, if you can really talk about the duplication, because that's what's really key here. It's about it's about the systems, right? And it's about the tools that we have and using them properly to duplicate and keep building the team. So
yeah.
yeah.
Thanks, Brett. I mean, the key to really 4 years after the fact. My wife and I started back in August 2015, very similar to when Brett and Donnie Bazant and Rhoda and other leaders that are here from the beginning. We kind of had to learn our way through this business. We weren't network marketing professionals. We had to get our feet wet. Many of us didn't even know how we got to Diamond. Most of us then became students of the business. But here's the challenge for all of you. I mean, if you get to the point where you understand that you're in partnership with a team, and this slide really kind of sets up the tone for everything that we do, and our philosophy now is we've got to determine as a team. I said something in the first part of our call with Brett doing the Great Opportunity Zoom. At the end, I said we got to put the fun back in the fundamentals. And I think that statement is going to be one that I'm going to run with all quarter, October, November, December. And part of the reason why I want to run with that, put the fun back in the fundamentals, is because many of you, and a friend of many of ours, Johnny Little, sent me this thing today talking about December. December being, interesting enough, the first time in almost 850 years that we could think of these three numbers in a way, 555. Okay, 555. What does that mean? Well, there's going to be 5 Saturdays, there's going to be 5 Sundays, and there's going to be 5 Mondays in the month of December 2019. First time in over 800 years. In our lifetime, in our lifetime of our kids, it's not going to happen again. That there's going to be 5 Saturdays, 5 Sundays, and 5 Mondays. Well, if we all go to work together and put the fun back in the fundamentals, which I want to touch on tonight, and we go to work for the next 90 days, I personally believe that we could challenge each other to go to the next level. That means Brett and Andrew going to triple. That means Don and Nancy Carson going to Royal. That means Thomas McGuire going to Diamond. That means all of you going to the next level if we put the fun back in the fundamentals. But here's where we all made the mistake in our first 4 years, for those of you that were here, for many of us. I called a good friend of ours today that's coming through some training she's been doing, and she's starting to comment again. And I just reached out to some different people on today, and they were thankful I called. And I thought about all of the things that I watched so many people do that are struggling to move to the next level. And you know what they did? They became permanent students. They became leaders before they actually had a team to lead. They became massive brain knowledge people that wanted to know everything. And it became intimidating for other people that came into their business because they knew so much. Those people didn't realize that they, didn't have to know all that. I'm thinking back. This is a getting started evening training that all of you are going to hopefully use for your brand new person. You don't have to know everything. You just have to have fun with the fundamentals that are duplicatable. Okay? So, what do you agree to do? What do I agree to do? And what do we agree to do together? That's the fundamentals. I'm not working for you. You're not working for me. And I'm certainly not going to push you to go do things for me that I don't want you to do if you don't want to do them. We all have to agree on that constant. The fundamentals are, together we succeed. Every one of us. There's a captain I learned, it was Jim Rohn many, many years ago. And you can write this down if you want. Each of us needs everybody. Each of us needs all of us. Each of us. We can't do this on our own. A network of people joining together can do anything. Look at the ants in the world. Ants crawl along in a group, and they can carry things 50 to 100 times more than their even weight, even more. It's crazy. But they put a team effort in. I believe in the next 90 days, that concept of 555, we can run with this, all of us, and put the fun back in the fundamentals. The fundamentals are the power of 5 now, okay? 5 Sundays, 5 Mondays, 5 Saturdays. So what is that going to do for all of us? Well, what we got to get our head around is the basics. The basic fundamentals are, I don't want to have to tell everybody what a rotator is. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to tell everybody how to set up their loyalty. I shouldn't have to tell everybody exactly what a loyalty is. I shouldn't have to tell people the basics of the compensation plan. It's available for free 24 hours a day in what Brett pointed out, something called Captain Ditto. It's a duplicatable fundamental principle that we all have to get very good at duplicating. It's just part of our plan. It's our system. It's called Captain Ditto. It's free. Now, during the Captain Ditto presentations, the company Ditto Touch is going to promote that person purchasing Ditto Touch, and more power to them. Why shouldn't them? That's a great program. The Imulin Ditto Touch is going to be a game changer when it gets released, when the C is in our back offices. You know, we've got that product. Now we can start promoting Imulin with our Ditto Touch. It's available, but it's not in the Ditto Touch currently. But it's part of a plan for a lifetime membership. As products get added, we can add that to the system. Why do I touch on this right now? The fun in the fundamentals is Captain Ditto. Get good at starting your people with the basics. Don't overwhelm them. If you hand them a book, a CD, a training manual, and 7 YouTube videos to study and report back, and ask them to write you a book report, and then to tell you what every ingredient is in the more, and in the Imulin, and in the coffee, and I'm telling you that if you do this, you're going to get that, and if you do this, you're going to get this, and I promise you they're going to quit. That's a job. That's going back to university. And yes, this is life's university. Network marketing is life's university, and you get paid to earn and learn. You really do. That's what we're doing here. We're all together learning as we go, but it has to be fun. So my challenge to all of you on this training, and this training that gets shared, I hope, as posted after is, and Brett, I'd like you to, if you could, caption this training. Let's put the fun back in the fundamentals. Okay? So think about this, everyone. We got to see it. They got to see it. All we got to do is share it with them. And that's the principle of what we do with our program. Share, right? We go through the basic steps with our system, and it's this 5-speed transmission. Get good at explaining this stick shift. My daughter is 18 now. She doesn't drive a standard transmission, but I know I have to teach her how to drive a standard transmission. It's a pretty basic system. Once you learn it, it's like riding a bike, right? What is it in network marketing? Buy some product. Get good at using the product. Understand the product. Which product do you like? Buy a package. What package? That's your first step. First gear. Second gear. Who do I get to work with? Okay, sometimes, and unfortunately, in some of our back offices where it says my enroller, your enroller probably quit. Could have quit. Maybe went on to some other activity. Maybe they found a shiny object, and that shine wore off, and they can't come back because they were purged out of the system. But the name will still be sitting there. But there are people that invited you to Valentus that know who the upline is that you should be working with. Okay? So let's find out who that upline is. You need to stand on a soapbox when you join this business. Those of you that are new tonight, those of you that see this after, that are getting started, and you're putting the fun back in the fundamentals, it's your upline or sponsor's obligation to tell you who your team is that you get to work with. Okay? Demand it. Who's my upline? Who do I get to work with? Who can I call on for a welcome call for my brand new member that joins? Who can I call on when I have questions? That's your upline. That's second gear, okay? Buy some product, get the second gear. Who do I get to call on? Third gear. Listen, folks, it's as easy as this. You don't talk to anybody without somebody on the other end of the line that's going to do the talking for you. It's not because the person likes to hear their voice. It's that they know a little bit more than you. They're considered to be the expert. And as they're talking, you're going to hear what they're saying through your ears, and the prospect's going to hear. It's a support effort. Most important part of third gear is that your prospect is going to hear that you have help. That sets their mind at ease. If you try to build this business on your own, I promise you're going to fail. You've got to not be a lionheart. You can't be a lone wolf. You've got to be somebody who is a pack, part of a team. And fourth gear is exactly that. Your new person gets to work with you now to go and talk to their people, and they're going to sponsor that. And then fifth gear is we just duplicate the steps of the first 5 gears. That's our business, right? And if you understand how simple that concept is, you just repeat what you see right here. Share, follow up, share, follow up. That's it. That's the fundamentals, okay? So once you understand that, you'll be bringing people into this company. That's our funnel. And they're going to come out at the bottom, either a client, a member that wants to earn some money, or they're going to actually say to you, it's not for me. But guess what? That does not mean forever. What we know about our business is if you don't continue to go back to this slide, follow up, somebody said no to you, there's a good chance one day circumstances will change and they'll join somebody else's team. And you'll walk into a conference in Las Vegas in May, and there'll be a new diamond that goes across the stage, and it'll be your friend from high school that you never followed up with. I promise you, I've seen it happen already. The fundamentals and the fun in the fundamentals is you follow up, but do it in a way that's not, of course, mean or vicious or obviously in their face. Hey, I just thought I'd let you know how things are going. We just got a new product. It's really exciting. It's in our back office. Man, are people excited? Well, that's good. What's going on with you? And then change the topic. Drip, drip, drip. Minor drip. Not a major drip. Minor drip. Continually. No does not mean never. Okay? That's fundamentals. Now, if you think like a salesman, you're probably going to fail. Nobody wants to be sold. They want to buy. Think about what I just said. Nobody wants to be sold. They want to buy. The internet has changed the world we're in. We can go shopping all day long without not one salesman talking to us. And unfortunately, most people are starting to like that better. Our kids don't even know how to write their name. Our kids aren't talking on the phone. They're texting their thoughts in hearts and in emojis and all this stuff. They're Snapchatting their noses, for God's sakes, and sending a picture just to stay in link with each other around the world because it's a game of some sort in Snapchat. What am I getting at? People don't want to be sold. So don't be a salesman. Be a shareologist. Get really good at sharing how excited you are about how you've got an opportunity that you believe can change the world. I posted tonight on Team Gets Results my 30-second commercial. You're more than welcome to go see it. It's a simple sort of concept. Look, I'm involved in a globally expanding company that works off of 4 wellness principles: good blood flow, good digestion, pain relief, and brain and mental clarity and focus. You know, the byproduct of that is to help people get their lifestyles in order so they can, get their weight under control. Anything sound interesting there? I mean, it's just a generic pitch. So go watch it a couple times, turn it into your own words. That's what I call my elevator pitch. It's not a salesman's pitch. It's what I do, what I'm excited about. If you do that, you'll get 3 people and help them find 3 people. Now we get into the real fundamentals. It's not about you sponsoring 5,500 people. It's about you knowing how to sponsor the right 4. And how do you know who the right 4 are? You don't. You'll be shocked where the right 4 will come from. You'll actually get to the point where you look at our compensation plan and you'll realize that the roadmap to diamond probably will come from people that you didn't even know. The volume. Volume moves through your organization from every direction, regardless of who sponsored them on your left or your right. It's called volume for a reason. It's not called who did I sponsor. We have a team structure we have to follow, which is we need 3 emeralds to get to diamond. Okay? We have to get to emerald. Well, you can solve that pretty quickly by buying a career pack. You get to emerald. There's a good analogy now that I've been watching, and I saw Rick Gerald's do this when we were in Orlando, and it's really good. An emerald gets an opportunity at 53% of the matching checks available, whereas a ruby gets 38%. So you give yourself a raise right out of the gate if you buy the emerald pack. That's an interesting way to look at it. The other thing I like about the emerald pack is that you have enough products to use, consume, and share at the best price possible. Oh, and by the way, there is a 90-day first order money-back guarantee policy on all unopened goods. So let's think like Costco. Let's buy in bulk. Let's get the best price possible. Take the most amount of risk off the table. I don't have anything to worry about. I'm going to give it all I got. I'm going to work with my team. I'm going to go through the gears. I'm going to learn and earn, and I'm going to go track emeralds. That's your fundamental philosophy. Okay? So if you want to build this fast, then you've got to get your head around how many emeralds does it take to be able to get to diamond? How many rubies does it take to get to diamond? There's the slide, folks. It's 38 rubies on your left and 38 rubies on your right. And you've got to get 3 of those rubies to emerald. Or you can say, hey, I'm going to put 19 emeralds on my left and 19 emeralds on my right, and there's my diamonds. I already got 3 emeralds because 19 of them were emeralds packs, right? The volume adds up. It doesn't matter who sponsors them. And the funny thing about what you're seeing right there is it's not going to be you sponsoring all 38. You might have sponsored 3 to get legacy qualified, and those 3 sponsored 3 and 3 and 3 and 3 to get to the 38 on the left. It's a team effort. And if you get your head around what I'm going to show you here, the 4 that you're looking for will come from everywhere. The Canadian Football League, the National Football League, the NBA, the baseball leagues, all of them. They didn't just walk off to the school ground and grab a kid and draft him. Somebody else showed them how to learn and earn to play that game for years and years and years. Somebody brought them along until you came along and were able to draft them in the first, second, third, or fourth round as the GM of that company or that league, and bring them into your team, and they hit how many home runs, and before you know it, you win a pennant. Oh, wow, you were brilliant. You drafted Johnny B, who is the greatest baseball player of all time now for the next 20 years. Folks, it started with the Pee-wee coach, the elementary school teacher, the person that went out there and kicked ball with them in soccer, whatever it is. Somebody brought them along. The 4 that you need will come from places you don't know. This is just an analogy you see here. What if it took you 5 years to get to the top of our plan? John Arem's at the top of our plan. What if it took you 5 years to get to the kind of money he's earning right now? Most people on this call, I hate to say it, in 1 month, he makes more than you make in 10 years. It's sad, but true. And this time next year, in 1 month, he'll probably make as much as you'll make in a lifetime. I'm not calling out John. I'm calling out the network marketing opportunity that you all have here. The sky is the limit. We're all equal. I started 4 years ago. I'm a blue diamond. We just had a gal that just went black diamond tonight that joined a year and a half ago. It's not about who got in first, folks. It's about who goes to work. And they understand the fundamentals better than anybody. So I'm preaching this right now to all of you. Let's put the fun back in this. Let's get our head around the fact that you got to talk to 6 to get 4 to say it's pretty good, 2 to say I like it, 1, let's go. And let's do that 6 more times to find your diamond. That's probably the math. It'll probably, if you see what I just did there, you'll talk to 6 groups of 6 to get 6 and separate out of those 6, 1 that'll probably be a diamond. What the heck's wrong with that? You know what 36 is? 3 a month. Could you talk to 3 people a month to get a diamond in your first year? That's the fundamentals. But there's some people that'll do 36 in a week, and they'll crack a diamond in their first month because that person was ready and the fundamentals work for them and they went to work. Okay? Don't complicate it. It's as easy as that. You get to decide how many people do you want to talk to in a year if it's 36 to get your diamond. The math is there, okay? After you pick your package and you know the volume, we've got to get to the point where we understand the power of 3, triplication. So I want to stress this for a little bit because it's occurred to me how powerful our business is when I looked at the fundamentals of it today. What's bringing people to the next level quickly is the legacy qualification part of our compensation plan. We have 7 ways you make money, okay? But if you think of the legacy code and you think about that as fundamentally, that is your first goal for your new team member, that's your system. We all have a system that we can follow. It's been underneath our nose, and many of us have not done this. If you're on this call and you're looking at this recording after, your role is first and foremost to figure out what you're going to do, what the person's going to do, and what you're going to do together. That's number 1. Number 2, you're going to get on there and figure out who do you get to work with when you're not available because they need help. So who's the work that we get? Who's the team that we're going to work with? Number 3, we're going to get them involved in the basics, which is the fundamentals, which is Captain Ditto's Ditto Touch program and a Captain Ditto with the 7 little training modules so that you don't have to teach them all the basics. Guess what? They can duplicate that because it's there. That's the fundamentals. Then we are going to together go build their foundation team. If you help them build their foundation team, which is 3, it means they have to be a business builder. And I am telling you folks, I'm not going to say to any of you that you can't work with somebody who doesn't buy a business builder, but the way you start is the way they will start. How did you start? I bought a 3-box. Oh, okay, well, I'll buy a 3-box. How did you start? I bought a builder pack. Okay, I'm going to buy a builder pack. It's just the way it is. I started with an emerald pack. Really? How much was that? Oh, it's about $1,300. Yeah, Canadian? No, US. It was about $1,500, $1,600. But guess what? I have so many products at the best price possible, and as I move them, I get all my money back, and then I get the products basically for free because I got the product at almost discount price at $33 a box. Really? Oh yeah, and I got 350 sample sticks that I sold at $20 and got all my money back just from selling 6-day experiences. Oh, I got to do that then. Be enthusiastic. It's not a big ticket number when you start thinking about enthusiasm. It's infectious. Enthusiasm is infectious. Put your finger in a glass of water. What's it do when you take your finger out? It goes right back together. Doesn't matter who quits. somebody's going to put their finger in the water and grow with you. And the ripples are going to go, okay? You got to help people get 3. Fun in the fundamentals. It's the power of 3. If you follow our system with the gears and you work with those 3 to tell them, to show them, let them try what we're doing, and eventually they can do it, they're ready to go and find their 4th. When they find their 4th, you now have moved to 5th gear, ladies and gentlemen. You have now got yourself ready to have some fun, and triplication has begun, because your 4th person is now going to go and help that person do what? Get their first 3. And they're going to go down and help them get their first 3. Meanwhile, you as the legacy qualified upline are helping the first 3 foundation team members get their first 3. If you don't do this, you're missing the fundamentals. It's a team effort. It is not how many people are on your genealogy to joined last month or last week. I mean, I'm seeing thousands of people come on my team now every month from all over the world, but you know what? I can't get to all of them. But if I teach now to my leaders to introduce me to all the business builders, that fundamental principle is duplicatable. So if you teach to your leaders to let you know on a welcome call, hey, my friend Sally just joined with a business builder. I'd love her to meet you. I was telling her all about you. Lock her in with kindness. Let her know that it's not about the money. It's a team effort. And let's go triplicate and help her find 3. You're going to see your volume explode. And here is the best part of the fundamental. Those 3, you're getting paid $100 on, right? The 4th person, look what's happening. You're getting a second $100 on them because that's the legacy code. And what are you going to do once you know how to build the system? How you know how to tell them, show them, let them try it, do it. You're going to help them get their 3. And guess what happens from Tom? He buys a builder pack, and Chris gets 100, and so do you. And what happens when you move that a little bit further? All 3 of those people. Do the math, ladies and gentlemen. Once you're legacy qualified, the fundamentals are as follows. You make $300 in the first 3 that you bring in with that legacy qualified first member, right? You make $900 on the next level of Tim, Sam, and Pam. And if you keep going, it's to infinity. Obviously, 9 times 3 is 27, and so on. That goes, folks, do the math. It's like $27,000 before you know it coming to you on a regular basis in legacy code commissions if you teach the fundamentals. Here's the best part. Now I'm going to give you what really excites me, a $20 bill. Every one of those business builders or Emerald Pack members are worth 100 EV. If you duplicate this system left and right on your team by giving your leadership an effort over the next 90 days, for every 2 that comes on one side and 1 on the other, you get a $20 bill because they're going to do loyalty. Why? Because they want to maintain their Ruby status. They want to maintain their Emerald status. So you're chasing $20 bills. It doesn't sound that great what I just said there, but it really is a really good motivator. Every loyalty purchase in your team eventually is a $20 bill. Think that way. That's the fundamentals. Why a $20 bill? Because that's a cycle. What's a cycle? 200 on one side, 100 on the other is a $20 bill. That's a cycle. We're chasing cycles, folks. It's a fundamental. But guess what happens first in your business? A fast start, that's fast money. 20, 40, 60, 100, or 200. Start. Then a legacy code. It's fast. You get legacy coded, get to your 4th, you get 100 legacy code. It's fast. Then you start building volume on the left and volume on the right, and you start chasing cycles. 200 on one side, 100 on the other is what? A cycle. What do you get? $20 bills. Then you start chasing a matching check. The matching check is based on volume and your team members starting to earn, and you get a percentage of your team members up to 7 levels in depth off of their dual team commissions. It's all part of the fundamentals. Put the fun back in the fundamentals. Keep it simple. Quit complicated. Stop training yourself till the cows come home, and let's go find 3 and help them find 3, and then duplicate that with your 4th person and set them free as they find the fundamentals. Chase the matching check one day, because that will be the most money you'll make is off the matching check. But to start with, it's all about fast starts and legacy codes. Folks, I will be darn honest with you. I understood this, but I never preached this. I never went so far into this fundamental thought process that I hammered home how important the fast start and the legacy code is because I'd already built the business and I was already going to double down and the checks were coming. But when you think about the brand new person, that's you right now, you right out there, you, okay? You. The fundamentals are this. You need to earn money to stay here. If you earn money, you're going to learn how to earn more with the fundamentals. And the fundamentals are as easy as what I've just shared with you, okay? Don't complicate this. Don't teach constant training. My wife did an analogy at the conference in Orlando. We've done it in other ones. 1 foot to this side is training, 1 set is action. 1 foot here is training, 1 foot over here is action. The people that are doing nothing but training are going training, training, training. They're spinning in circles and the business isn't growing and they're quitting. Oh, they're brilliant. They know lots, but the business didn't work because they never worked the fundamentals. Put the fun back in fundamentals, and I promise you, you will advance rank between now and December 31st, because guess what's happening in December? 5 Saturdays, 5 Mondays, and 5 Saturdays. 555. That's my plan for the next 90 days. 555. Who's in? Chat right now. Unmute yourself. I want to hear it. I got 22 people on here.
Count me in, Don.
Simple, isn't it?
Bet you, buddy.
Keep going. I only heard 2. We're in, Donnie. Okay. Donnie, I'll be there right away. I want a Don Tini. Fundamentals. Okay?
Well, Don, I'm in.
We're all in. We're all in, Don.
Okay. Got it. Jimmy, hey, nice to see you. You see how we've complicated this, Jim, for a long time since I met you? We forgot the basics. The basics are what we got to stick to. And we got to make it fun. I don't want to go to another job. I want to go somewhere where I can enjoy myself. Every conference I've ever been to, I come out of there pumped. I'm excited. Every person I've ever had on our team that's at a conference is so excited. And they go home and they go, now what do I do? Forget that noise. We know have a system. This video is the one I'm hoping you guys will play for your team going forward. Okay? So, all of the rest of it takes care of itself. The basics of the comp plan is what I touched on tonight. Car allowances and the rest of this stuff is all simple, simple, simple. We get our point till we enroll somebody, help them stay active, qualify, and duplicate that. If we use this support system, which is who's going to coach them, who's going to mentor them, where's the training going to come from? Okay, that's Mondays and Saturdays, and there's a Monday night this, and there's a Saturday night that. Once you got that down, when we got that system to plug into, let's go to the success system on the right, right? And that's what we're doing right here, right? We're inviting people to look, we're showing them our plan, we're sharing the product with them, and we're connecting them up to the leader. That's the fundamentals. Can you do it? I can do it. I know I'm going to do it because I'm spending the next 90 days. I sold one of my companies to free up so I can spend the next 90 days hitting it. And in Minneapolis, I'll be in Toronto. I'm going to Chicago. I'm going to Milwaukee. I'm going to Phoenix. I'm going to Tucson. I'm going to Vancouver. I'm going to Nanaimo. I plan on being in Australia and New Zealand and in London. I mean, get ready. Why wouldn't you want to be in the world of travel, tax deductible, and share the fundamentals? That's my story for tonight, everyone. Brett, we'll open it up to further questions. Hopefully I triggered something in a few people because I'm jacked. I'm excited. I can't even wait to get to Donnie B's to have my Don Tini. So.
You know what, Don? I just wanted to, I actually, Google is my friend, but I Google searched the meaning of 555. And I know you did this earlier too, so I think you've seen this, but the number 5 is a powerful number in many forms of divine reading. 5 represents freedom, exploration, travel, and change. Isn't that neat? And when you add the 555, it's triple the number of the 5, which amplifies its power. So December's going to be incredible, but let's make September finish it off right, and October, November, of course, is going to be pretty exciting with all the events going on live and the belly-to-belly interactions that we're going to have. So I look forward to traveling with you, my friend.
This core group of people introduced tonight to our concept of 555, and we're going to run with this for the next 90 days. So we're all in, guys. Let's have some fun. There's a few chats that have showed up there. I didn't see some congratulations. There's some great. There's some people that have joined us. They're awesome.
Hey, it's Frank.
Yes, Frank.
Hey, I just want to say, I've been in and out of the industry for about 50 years. including having owned a couple of network marketing companies. And I'll tell you, I love to come back to a Get Started training every once in a while and listen to you, Don. You're really putting the fun in it. And I love being around you, and you just sound so great. And I need to get even more people on this call next week, because you are really the king of fun.
That's funny. Okay, thanks, Frank.
Well said, Frank.
No, but listen, Frank, you've seen this industry from an ownership standpoint, owning a company, making good money, paying lots of checks out. It's got to be the basics. That's what duplicates. It's the basics. We can't complicate this.
Absolutely. And that's the reason I keep coming back to a Get Started training.
Because you always learn a nugget, right? You pick up a nugget.
Easy, yeah, it's easy to get off the basics, and you got to bring yourself back in when you do.
Yeah. You know what, though, Frank? Next time that you get on the Zoom here, get out of the steam room. I'm just kidding.
Hey, it's something to do with my camera. When I'm on a different Zoom, I'm there. I don't get it.
Anybody else got something you want to add?
Hi, Don. It's Johnny Shandrick. How are you?
Good, Johnny.
As always, thank you for everything. Thank you for everything yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
I love that line. That's a good one.
That might be a Johnny original. I don't know. I probably ripped it off from somebody. I wanted to ask if, with your travels, are you going to do presentations? And if so, is there going to be a schedule available on Team Gets Results so we can send people there should we have in the area?
Yes. We right now, there was one that was posted today, which is Minneapolis on the 26th of October.
Right.
And guys, you've probably seen I haven't traveled a lot. I made a commitment to my family to be at the lake as much as I could through June, July, and August. I sold one of my companies to free up my time to help all of the people that have been here with us for a long time. I need to commit to help them, and that's why I got to get it back out on the road and show them, what I believe is the key to our success, which is just some belly relationship building. And yes, Johnny, we'll get a schedule as quick as possible. Brett and I were talking about Toronto, the date. We're doing Winnipeg in October. I'm trying to get two surprise guests that have never been to Winnipeg before to help. I won't say that now, but we're working on that. I actually talked to Dave driving up to Kenora tonight about that, and he agreed. So we're hoping I can pull that off. And then from Winnipeg, we're gonna go. I want to get back out east. I want to get back to Boston with Lisa and see if we can get back. Philadelphia, there's a team building there now. New York City, I know we've got a team building there. I mean, my wife and I want to go to New York. I can't go there without her. She's coming. So this business is all about getting out there and having fun. But these Zooms are the basics, right? That's the fundamentals. We'll do these. And Brett and I talked about it. I need people to step up to do these things. We've got people that are offering, so let's do it. I see PEI again. Bring Nancy. Yeah, she needs to go up there. She's from the East Coast. Right on, Joanne.
I think Michelle lives about an hour out of New York, so lots of people that I think are going to be on board.
So I'm on a 90-day plan here, October right through to the end of December, to see as many people advance. So I'm challenging all of you to follow this 555 system, which is going to be to go out there and make it happen. Brett, if you want to summarize that description in the post you're going to do, and we'll create a little following. And I think we're not talking about doing a breakaway group 555 like we did with the 90-day challenge, but we really do think that the team needs to challenge themselves right now. And we're going to give you a bunch of challenges to hit your next level by December 31st. So thanks for joining us tonight. It's 9:39. It's late. You guys have been on 2 Zooms. Next Wednesday, I might come back and do that one, but we're hoping to have a different speaker do these opportunities on Wednesdays. We would like to add more Zooms. Dr. Chi does a bunch. We may do 5 a week. Right? And it's just plug in and let's go, because enough of this. Let's get some get some Canadians and some Americans and some people in this organization that have been here for a long time, getting to the point where they want to be in front of the group like this. Why not? Brett, you did a good job. I mean, you learned and earned. So Donnie B, we challenge you to get on front of here, my friend.
New York.
Okay, I think you could do a rock solid job. So let's talk about you getting in front of this group. Yeah. Kelly, you're in Edmonton. I know you're just ready to do a presentation, aren't you? Jim, I know you can do this like in the back of your hand. So we got to get you to diamond, guys. Let's get going. Diamonds and above, we're going to get chances. Okay? Okay. Good night, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Brent. Thanks.
All right.
555. Let's go. Right.
See you
Find
soon,
the
buddy.
fundamentals.
Thank you.
Okay.